Good morning and welcome to Tim Ayler Weather. I'm Tim Ayler, meteorologist, and for this specific video, I'm just going to focus on the forecast for Georgia, right? But to start with, let's look at the initial conditions, and we have, some rainfall to the south here, right? With a mid-level feature moving through the flow, which will bring some rain maybe into central Georgia this morning and this afternoon, maybe some showers. Not likely to make it very impactful here. Now in Florida, that's a different story as it moves through the area today and tonight. Could get some heavy rainfall down here. But like I said, today's going to focus. Today, I'm going to focus on the forecast for Georgia in the next 7 days, what the future might hold for temperatures and precip here, and focus on maybe some really hot temperatures going into next week. Quite a change from this week. So let's get started with the forecast. So this is a pretty good depiction of the current conditions here at 500 millibars with the short wave trough digging through here, right? You see this satellite loop. It's called SAM, which shows like visible and IR products combined with the 500 millibar flow, right? You have your long wave trough swinging through the north here. Cold fronts really draped kind of in here, right? You maybe have a surface low in this area, right? And the space of this trough is going to swing through this way today, and some lift associated with it, some moisture down here, but not a lot of rainfall expected in central Georgia. So once that swings out, right, you see the high pressure at the surface out west, which is bringing the hot temperatures out west, right? And that will eventually move to the central U.S. here, and eventually over us, the eastern U.S., right? This high pressure over here will move out somewhat and bring some relief to the hotter temperatures. We had a record temperature in Key West yesterday, or the day before yesterday, of 91. That record was held since 1873, so quite impressive temperatures down here for highs, even in the past few days and into this past weekend as well. So diving into the forecast, and this is products I pulled from the National Weather Service office, so I can present them to you, right? And makes it easy to read here, I hope. Let me know if it doesn't. Today, highs in the 70s. Actually, cooler down here in southern Georgia, probably likely due to cloud cover, right? Actually, warmer up here in Atlanta than it would be in South Georgia today. Lows tonight in the 50s generally, right? For most of the state. Upper 40s up here in northeast Georgia, which will be nice. Today's precip chances, you see the highest precip chances are in southern Georgia today. Not a lot of precip expected. Less than 1/10 of an inch probably. So the winds are going to be quite gusty today, 20 to 25 miles per hour, depending on where you're at, maybe a little bit less. But you see generally very gusty winds today. Not particularly impactful, but you'll notice it out there today. Tomorrow, highs in the 80s generally, right? With a little bit cooler temperatures up to the north here, 70s. And tomorrow night, North Georgia, upper 40s, rest of the state, and southern Georgia, especially in the low 60s, right? Tomorrow's chance of precip, we have a small chance up here in North Georgia and southeast Georgia tomorrow, less than 20%. Winds between 5 and 15 miles per hour, depending where you're at here. All right, so this is tomorrow. Thursday, generally rinse and repeat forecast here. 60s and 70s, maybe 80 degrees from Macon southward and southeastward here. And Thursday night, lower 40s up here in northeast Georgia. That's nice, right? and 55 for pretty much the highest temperature of the state will be down here in Vidalia on Thursday night. No precip expected on Thursday, and winds generally 15 to 20 miles per hour for most of the state. This is wind gusts. So quite windy still, right? So those winds will be cooking here sometimes during the day. You'll notice it out there. Going into Friday, generally 70s and 80s throughout the state. Friday night, 50s, low 50s up to the north. You see it's warming up a little bit up here. There's 60 in southeast Georgia. Friday, no precip expected. Winds, wind gusts coming down some on Friday, generally 5 to 10 miles per hour. So light winds on Friday. Moving into Saturday, you see temperatures are warming up here. Highs in the low 80s in northeast Georgia, approaching 90 degrees, reaching 90 down here in Vidalia, at least as a forecast. You see temperatures in the evening hours overnight will be even warmer, upper 50s to low 60s and mid 60s down here in southeast Georgia. Saturday's precip chances, a small chance of precip up here in North Georgia, less than 20%. Winds, I have the wrong winds here, guys. Forgive me for that. Wrong graphic, but generally about the same here on Saturday. That was my boo-boo. Sorry about that. So we're moving to Sunday, warming up even more here. Northeast Georgia, coolest 86. Get to Atlanta, Heat Island 90, Macon 92, Vidalia 93. So mid to upper 80s and lower 90s. Overnight temps Sunday into Monday, all in the 60s here, approaching 70 degrees in southeast Georgia. Monday, widespread 90-degree readings here, all the way up in the northwest Georgia here, right? The only place that escapes getting into the 90s is Carrollton area and Blairsville. Other than that, it's going to be 90 degrees throughout the state. So you can see the warm up is starting here. Low temperatures Monday night, low to mid to upper 60s, approaching 70 down here in southeast Georgia, I imagine, Monday night. Chance of precip on Monday, no precip expected. Generally 5 to 15 mile per hour to 20 mile per hour wind gusts up here in northwest Georgia and southeast Georgia here. And as we move on, right, we got this risk of hazardous temperatures, right? So we saw the temperatures rising into next week, and the Climate Prediction Center has outlined the southeast, parts of the mid-Atlantic, and Ohio Valley with a slight risk of above normal temperatures here. So this is the 19th through the 21st, so we have to be mindful of this here. And here's your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, 17th through the 21st. It's within that area for the excessive temperature outlook, right? You see the highest confidence above normal temperatures here are in the southeast, generally into the mid-Atlantic. All right. Same thing for the future, 19th through 25th, 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, showing pretty high confidence above normal temperatures as well here. Precip chances, here's your 8 to 14 day precip outlook. The highest precip chances are to our west, although we still have a slight chance here of above normal precip in the southeast. And I had this slide backwards, but this is a 6 to 10 day precip outlook as well. Near normal, this is the 17th to the 21st again. Near normal in our area, to above normal down here in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. And lastly, here's our current drought conditions. This released on the 7th. This will be updated probably today or tomorrow, right? I think we'll have a little bit of improvement here. because we got some rain last week. Because there's like a week lag with this at least, right? So you see the D4 exceptional drought covers most of South Georgia, right? With either a D3 extreme or a D2 for the rest of the state. So the whole state is in between a D2 and D4 exceptional. So that says a lot, and it's as we talked about in previous discussions, this has been ongoing, right? So this is a pretty much a record here since records are being kept for drought conditions in the past 20, 25 years, I'm pretty sure. So don't assume that the drought's over just because we got some rain last week. The dry conditions that'll persist into next week and beyond will only exacerbate the drought. So be mindful of what you're doing, watering your lawn, stuff like that. So, there's a limited, water is a finite resource, right? And if we keep using it up and it's not returned by Mother Nature, well, guess what? We run out, right? So let's be mindful of that as we go throughout our day. Be careful out there today. And as the heat builds next week, be mindful of the elderly, pets, things like that. God bless you all. Have a great day.